Welcome and welcome back to Pero Come Podcast. We're here
Mhm.
for our October wrap up. So grab your little hot chocolate, pumpkin spice latte if you like those,
Or a coffee.
water, coffee, whatever, and join us while we chit chat about our October books. Okay, guys, so we're doing our October wrap up. I did not have a super active month. Collette, on the other hand,
I was reading, girl.
so we're just going to go over our stats, let you know what we thought of some of the books. And since you got a galore, a plethora of books, Collette, if
Mhm.
I may, please, let's go over
Stats.
your. Yes.
I'm doing it on my handy dandy iPad today because I realized I'm blind. My phone was killing me.
I don't know why you just realized that.
You know, but it's all right. So I read 12 books. I also want to point out I read a lot of novellas. I think that helped me along a lot. Even though I feel like the novellas are better for me during these months.
Yes,
But
true.
that
Very
may.
true.
So 12 books, a total of 2,777 pages, a total of 18.6 hours listened for audiobooks. On average, it took me a day to finish a book. That sounds about right. My biggest pie chart. This is so much better on iPad. Oh my God. My biggest mood was emotional because apparently I like emotions. I don't know. And then lighthearted and then funny. That sounds right because I like to laugh.
Yes, I do too.
60% medium pace and the other 40% was fast. 33% of my books were between 300 to 499 pages. The other 67% were below 300 pages. Audiobook, 33% was between 8 to 16 hours. And then 67% was below 8 hours. All of them are fiction because I don't read about real people. Wow. Look at this. The majority of it is romance. Do you see that red line? So romance was my top genre, followed by science fiction and then contemporary. I have 17% print, 25% audio, and 58% digital. Look at me with my
So
audio.
proud of you. So proud of you.
I'm trying to meet my goal. I'm at 16 books. I need 4 more to meet my 20 books for the audiobooks for the year. And then my average rating for this month is 4.04 stars.
That's good,
Really good.
especially with all those books.
Really good. What about you, Liz?
My little itty bitty month. Anyways, I read a total of 5 books,
Mhm.
totaling 819 pages. Average time to finish a book was 8 days.
That's fine.
No, I know. I know. I've I'm surprised it was that. I thought it would be more, honestly. My mood is there's three that all got equal: mystery, dark, and funny. And then I
Hmm.
got
So
tense.
you in a nutshell. Okay.
Mhm,
Hmm.
mhm. Tense. I got tense and lighthearted for the other two ones. Pace
You have a
33
total of 5
books.
for your pie chart?
Yeah.
Wait, hold that thought. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have 8 moods. You know what? It got to be the Gemini in me. Please continue.
So then I have 33% fast paced, 67 medium. My page numbers are 67 between 300 and 499, and 33 under 300.
Mm.
Um my My pie chart says that I have 25% nonfiction, but when I look at it, it's definitely a fiction book. So 100% fiction this month. I do sometimes dabble in the real life stuff sometimes.
Mm, mhm.
My biggest genre this month, surprisingly for in October, was romance.
Oh,
Yes, I was doing a
it's the month of
puzzle.
love.
Let me explain. Calm down. Don't get excited. I was doing a puzzle with my cousin,
Mhm.
and I'm really like in this household, when even when she's here, I'm the only one that's into like the horrors, and so I had to listen to romance. Anyway, 40% print, 60% audio. My average star rating was 3.75.
Okay,
And those are my stats.
that's pretty amazing, actually.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and bring you to my world of reading.
Yes, please. And
My first book I read was The Kiss Countdown by Etta Easton. She'll be at the Black Romance Book Festival. And that was one of my books for my fourth quarter TBR. So
get it. Look at you. I don't
I
even.
gave that 3.5 stars. Okay. So I gave it 3.5 stars, and I realized I really gave it 3.5 stars because the character is not someone I would be friends with. Not that
Mm.
she's a bad person. It's just the people that I don't like people that don't deal with their emotions. That's a me thing though. That doesn't mean the book was poorly written or anything like that. Now, to be fair, she does have a lot going on that created that reasoning behind it. But I don't care. You're an adult. Figure that shit out.
Your
So,
empathy meter is
yeah,
low for that.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Because I feel like sometimes people use it as a crutch to maintain a certain, no, figure it out. But I
I'm
digress.
with you. I'm with you. I agree wholeheartedly.
Yeah. So this follows two people. Uh, this follows two people. I didn't write down my notes this month. I'm sorry. Um, and she broke up with her boyfriend last year, and she just got fired from her job. Her rent just went up, and she's at a coffee shop, and her ex-boyfriend walks in with his new girlfriend. And he was like, "Oh, I didn't expect to see you here." And she was like, yeah, I come here all the time." And he was like, "Oh, I guess you're here by yourself." She was like, "No, I'm meeting someone." Actually, bold-faced lie. And then here comes this guy who is fine as I don't know what. And he was like, "What do you do?" He's like, "I'm an astronaut." Now, at first, she was like, "You can look that up. You can look up an astronaut." But he actually is an
Oh,
astronaut. Yeah.
you're just not. I'm not used to hearing that. What do you do for a
Yeah. So
living?
this
Oh,
is
I'm
in
an
Houston, by the
accountant.
way, Houston, Texas. So he is an astronaut.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. And then so he was like, "Let's continue this. Since I saved you, I need you to come to my family function for New Year's or some crap. They're having a party. I don't really hang out with my family too much. They keep bothering me about getting married. Come be my date." So this is a fake dating trope. And then it progresses from there. She's very oblivious. She reminds me of an Allie Hazelwood female character. She's just, I'm like, you don't see this man trying to come on to you? You didn't catch none of that?
But you know what? As someone who has been in Allie Hazelwood. Okay,
Right.
we'll go with it.
Yeah, I like it.
One of her oblivious.
Hmm.
Like, I get it. I get it.
Yeah. So yeah, it goes from there. He had his flaws too. I will say that I felt like it was very much realistic of how two people would interact in a fake dating trope, not the insta love on both parts. And I feel like it was definitely more realistic.
Like they both work through things for it
Yes,
to work. Okay.
yes.
Okay, I like that.
So it was pretty cool. And then I read Wanted by the Alien Warden by Ursa Dax.
I had no idea this is where you were going with this. Okay. She didn't even tell me.
Yeah, I literally said that too in my mind when I said, I'm not even gonna tell Liz that I'm reading these books. I'm just gonna pop out the wrap up.
Please tell us about your aliens.
This one follows the warden. The warden is the guy that set up the mail order bride thing for his convicts. And the issue was that the liaison for the human women was unaware that they were convicts.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so it goes from there. Listen.
I laugh, but let me tell you that JR and the girls told me when I got out of surgery, the first thing that came out of my mouth is that I started crying. And I said that the aliens won't take me now because I'm not whole. I really can't talk shit.
Girl. So, yeah. It follows them and their love story. I mean, her books are very much formulaic. If you've read one, you've read them all.
Okay.
But each character is still funny and different, and it has their own little nuance. But I like them. They're easy reads. You don't have to really focus and pay attention. I enjoy that.
Hope people don't try to dissect this book.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Just enjoy it.
The next book was Married to the Alien Mountain Man.
I might read that one.
I like this one. He was a golden retriever, which just delighted my soul. Because you know how we feel about golden retriever, man. It's just like, oh, you're so cute.
They are.
You know? Again, formulaic. This girl crashes from her spaceship into that world. And then he's like, hey, you can't stay here because this is a convict place, but a penal colony. That's what it's called. A penal colony. But if you marry me, you get to stay for a minimum of 2 weeks, because in the thing that they have, the thing that they have is the women have a choice. You get 2 weeks, and after that 2 weeks, you be like, nah, this is not for me. You can go home. You can get a divorce, go home. So he was like, it's gonna take you 2 weeks to fix your ship. Go ahead and marry me, girl. I got you. Oh, and she was Indian, I think. The girl. I really thought it was super cute. I was like, oh my God, look at you. Look at you with different races. I'm here for it. The next book I read that devastated my world was The Game You Played by Annie Taylor. 5 stars. Liz gave me that book. That's why she over there dancing like that. Fantastic. This follows a woman. She loses her 2-year-old son, Tommy, and it makes national news in Australia. And it's like 6 months later is where the story kind of picks up. And they're trying to figure out what's happening, who might have taken the son. All things point to the mother having killed or murdered her child, and that is not the case. And there's a lot of twists and turns, and her husband lives.
God. She was so mad about that. I don't know how many times Collette asked me if this guy was gonna die, through text message, FaceTime. Like she wanted him gone.
I really thought Liz was just like, oh, I'm not gonna tell you because I want you to read the book. And I was like, oh, he really doesn't die. That's so stupid.
He is annoying throughout the book.
Yeah. The next book I read was Wrongfully Yours by Connie Easton. She'll be at the Black Romance Book Festival. I happened across this book because I liked the title. It said Wrongfully Yours, and I was like, that's cute. Somebody went wrong somewhere, and I feel like it's gonna be messy. It wasn't.
I can't stand you.
I wanted the messiness. It wasn't messy. It was more revenge plot type of thing.
But you got your messiness, though, in the month, right?
I did. But this wasn't that. So I guess unfairly I rated it 3 stars, but because I went in thinking wrongfully yours, it got to be messy.
Okay.
But it was a revenge plot. Okay, so that was wrongfully yours. It was just a revenge plot. Next book was actually my favorite book from the series. This is the 6th book, which is Rescued by the Alien Bull Rider. I gave this one.
Jesus, you gave me a break between the reviews. I thought we were done with the aliens.
No. This is the final one right here. I actually gave this one 4.5 stars.
Ooh.
This was my favorite.
Okay. Let me know. Tell me.
This follows a convict, obviously, because they're all
Hey, they need love too.
and a pregnant lady. Oh. And she's like 8 months pregnant.
Who's the alien?
The convict. Okay, all of the guys are all the convicts are guys.
Okay.
Yeah. And he was a doctor when he lived on Zabria. That's the planet they come from or whatever.
Okay.
He was a doctor and he was like a prodigy, like a genius. Like he ended up graduating medical school and college at like 14. Like he was, And there was a guy that messed around with his sister and got her pregnant out of wedlock, and that's frowned upon. And like their society is very rigid. Okay. So, you don't have sex. Sex is more so you make children from sex.
I'm not getting sucked in.
You are. And so he went to go talk to the guy because the guy was like, I don't want you and I don't want that baby. And now people are going to look at you because you had a child out of wedlock. Who's the daddy? Knowing that he's the father, obviously. But like she was in love. She was like, we're going to get married and all of that. He would never claim her in public or anything. And then he goes to talk to the guy because he's like, how can you just leave my sister like that? Like people are going to be looking at her. What are you doing? And it was more so a crime of passion. He was pissed off. They got in a fight. He ended up dying.
Okay.
He was convicted. Now here within the human realm, we know that would be a crime of passion. You probably get like, you wouldn't, I don't know if you would get a jail sentence, more so probation or something type deal, or maybe even like a year and then go home, But he gets life because in their society, killing is killing. There is no ifs, ands, or buts about it. So he gets sent there. And then this girl comes, she's pregnant. She's 8 months pregnant. Her dad is not her dad. Her mom was pregnant. Her dad met her mom. And then, And then he was like, I don't care if you're pregnant. I love you. I want you. And he marries her. And then they have the child, but she ends up dying during childbirth. So he's raising a child that's not even his. He didn't even get to have, he didn't even get to have a child with this woman. No. This is the human.
Okay, so the human.
This is the girl story.
The human is pregnant by a human man.
Yes.
And all this stuff, and he's a bum. Leaves her, dies.
No, that's the alien family.
So the alien got her pregnant.
The alien got the alien. No, stop. The alien convict sister got pregnant by this other alien guy. And he was like,
I missed the sister
I don't want
part.
You. Yes.
Holy caca.
And then the human girl, her mom was pregnant, meets a guy. The guy is immediately smitten in love. He's like, I don't care if that's someone else's child. Human guy.
Okay, wait.
Human mother, human guy.
The human guy falls in love with the pregnant mother?
Yes.
Okay, continue.
They're humans.
Where are the aliens? They just left. That's it.
No, I'm telling you. No, I'm telling you the story of the two and how they come together. So this is why the guy ends up being a convict, the alien guy. That's the story. He went to go defend his sister, ends up killing the boy that got his sister pregnant. And in their society, killing is killing. There is no self-defense, no crime of passion, none of that.
The aliens.
So, correct.
Okay. Like and you kill, it doesn't matter.
Correct.
Okay.
And then for the woman, the male or the bride.
Human, woman.
Correct.
Okay.
Her alien mother. Man. So we're going back to her
Okay.
beginning. Her mother was
Pregnant.
pregnant with her.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Mhm.
Okay.
And then the dad,
Uh-huh.
human man,
Uh-huh.
meets her and he was like, I don't care. I love you. I want to be with you. They got married super quick. He was ready to do it all, and he was like, but I want kids with you too. And she was cool with that. They were both in love.
Okay.
Really cute love story.
Okay.
She actually ends up dying, giving birth to the daughter.
Okay. And this is the daughter that in the future gets with an alien.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
That was a lot.
So the dad does raise the daughter that's not his daughter, his blood
Human.
child.
Human.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. But she looks just like her mom. So there's always a bit of hurt there. And
Yeah.
he's kind of pissed because he's like, I didn't get to have a kid. And he never remarried or anything because he was like, that was it for me. That was the love of my life. There was no one else that can be that. So I don't want to say it's resentment, but kind of resentment. And so she's 8 months pregnant and she still lives at home with her dad, but she's been wearing big clothes and hiding it and everything. And then she's finally like, Dad, I'm pregnant. And he was like, no, we're poor. We're barely surviving. And you want to bring another mouth to feed? I can't. You got to go. And he kicks her out. 8 months pregnant. Kicks her out. And so she sees the ad for the mail order bride thing. And then she goes over there and meets the convict guy that killed for his sister. You following me?
Yes, yes,
Okay.
yes.
So they end up meeting, they get married, and I loved it because it was a lot more humanization of the story, because you don't get the backstories of why the other guys are convicts. You know that they kill someone, but you don't know why. This one, you get the story. You get to see how their empire actually treats them. So you can tell that a lot of the other guys probably didn't do anything that bad either. It was just, you kill someone, so that's it.
Okay.
And so because he was a doctor, he was like, okay, well, I'm gonna need this, that. He turns it into a medical facility. He makes sure that he's reading up on everything to make sure he can deliver the baby and all of that. And he's in love with her the whole time. But he's been there since he was like 14 again. Because remember, he went there, he killed the guy when he was a teenager.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like 30 now. So he hasn't had a lot of interaction with women. So he doesn't know how to show emotion and be like, I like you. His whole thing is, I built a whole facility for you. What do you mean I don't love you? So I thought it was super cute. It was really, really cute. And I loved it because I was like, wait, so are they going to have a baby? Are you trying to set us up to make it seem like they can have kids?
And this is on Kindle Unlimited?
Yes, they all are. And the next one comes out in November.
This one hooked me, like the other ones intrigued me. Like, okay, I am going to read them. This one hooked me.
And they all are interconnected standalone. So you don't have to read them in order. You can read them out of order. Yeah.
Perfect. And Kindle Unlimited. Great.
Yes.
Also,
4.5 stars.
Most of your books this month, are they on Kindle Unlimited?
Most of them, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was a good one. What's your next one?
My next one is From Homecoming to Forever, Giselle and Alex by Lysanda Moore. She'll be at Black Romance Book Festival. Is that?
Okay.
77 pages, 3 stars. I just didn't, I felt like their story wasn't, I guess it could be realistic. It just wasn't. You're an idiot. So they're going to homecoming from college. She used to tutor this boy that was on a football team. They had a really good friendship, but she had the hugest crush on him. He was oblivious to that because he was a hoe. But again, this is college. So he graduates. He goes on into the NFL. She becomes, I don't know, something with her degree. Anyways, they're doing like a 10-year reunion type thing. They go back. And then he was like, hey, girl, I missed you. How have you been? And she was like, bye. Which pissed me off because I was like, why are you giving him attitude? Would you like to know what the problem is, Elizabeth?
Yes, please, please.
She had a crush on him. He was oblivious to her having a crush on him. and she ended up writing a paper for him for his class, and he went to go sleep with one of her, not even a girl that she didn't like. It was just the fact that you didn't appreciate me writing your paper and you didn't spend time with me. He didn't even know. And it was 10 years ago. I was so upset.
I'm with you on this one.
I was like, what? So yeah, they end up getting together. My next book, Blood Over Brighthaven by M.L. Wong. 5 stars. If I could rate it 6 stars, I would. This is a 6-star book for me.
Ooh.
This follows Sayana. I remember her name.
Yeah, and that's how you know. That's how you know.
Sayana is a mage, and in this society, there has never been a female high mage. So that's what she's studying for. She wants to stick it to the man. Women are smart too.
That's right.
And then Tamil is a Quen. A Quen, you can associate that with any person that is not from immigrant, basically. Okay. So when she goes there, she obviously passes. She becomes the first female high mage. They were like, yeah, we're trying to expand because they live like under a dome, and it's a magical society. So they have something called a blight. That magical dome protects them from the blight. So they're not affected. And they look at people that is from the outside of that like, oh, they're savages. They don't believe in God. Oh, it's also kind of biblical, not biblical, but it does touch on religion.
Okay.
And then they were like, they're God's people. That's why the blight doesn't affect them. And so when she goes and she's like, yeah, I need an assistant to help expand the dome or whatever, they were like, oh, well, how much assistance could you need? You're a woman type thing. And it was like, you can get Tommy. They call him Tommy. His name is Tamil, but they don't want to pronounce
the ul.
It's kind of like when people come here from other countries and they have to make it more friendly for them.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she was like, you know what? I know they did that as a slight to me, but I'm going to use you anyway. So she's explaining to him how to do the things so that he can assist her. And then she was like, oh my God, you're not as dumb as I thought. Like, girl, okay. She finds a way. They have this thing called a spellograph.
Okay.
A spellograph is where you would type. They're not magic wands or anything. You have to do a spellograph where you put in like kind of like C++ coding. If you remember C++, you remember C++ back in the day and you had to code it. It's kind of like that. They code the magic.
Okay.
Yeah, I know it's different, right? And then the spellograph has like a screen on top of it, like a laptop, and you can see where you're getting the magic from. So if that's what they call sourcing magic. So you'd be like, oh, this has a lot of magic over here. I'm going to use this source to use the magic for this spell. So the whole issue was that with them expanding the dome, the magic is it's blurry. You can't really see. You can see light, but you can't really see what you're sourcing. So she was like, there's got to be a better way for me to make this clearer so that we can source more properly, more effectively, more efficiently. And so she finds out what the sourcing is and how it's affecting everybody but them. And it's not because they're God's people. And it goes from there. Fantastic.
I'm intrigued. I mean, this has moved up to like one of my next books to read because of how you raved about it. Like,
yeah. And I know a lot of people were just like, I feel like a lot of people miss the undertones of the story. Yes, she is a high mage and she's the first female high mage to go into that world. But this touches on racism. This touches on religion. And it can show how you can be a part of the problem even though you think you're oppressed. Because her whole thing was, I'm a woman, so they're trying to keep me down. But you sitting here talking to Tamil like he's an idiot when he just doesn't have the opportunity to go to school because you don't think he's smart enough to go to school.
Mm-hmm. And that's actually that actually happens more often than not in regular life.
Yes.
So I'm excited to read that book.
My love, Um, then the next book I read was Courtside Confidential, Eli and Genevieve. This is by Gabriella Yee. She wrote the Soul Curse series that I always rave to you about. She'll be at the Black Romance Book Festival. I gave this 4 stars. I don't remember nothing about this book. I don't even know why I gave it 4 stars.
It happens.
Oh, I remember now. Okay. So he's in the NBA and he's kind of burned out. He's like 22, 23. He's super young. And he was like, F it. I'll take a fine. I need a week. I need to decompress. I need to not be around anyone. Whatever. So he goes to St. Vincent, the island. And then he meets a young lady there. And she is a lawyer at 22. Went to college at like 14. Passed the bar at the first try at like 18. Like, she is a brainiac. And they create a romance. And it goes from there. Super cute though. It was a short read. It was like 371 pages. And that's my sweet spot for romances. I don't hate a 607. Why? Why is a romance book 600, 700 pages?
Yeah. I don't know. Have I read a romance that long? Do they have them that long?
Yeah, I ain't gonna hold you. Saving Sunflower is like 500 pages.
I
But
was actually thinking about that book this morning.
yeah.
It is a thing.
But for me, I feel like even though that's a romance, it's not a typical romance. Like, I wouldn't classify that as just a romance book.
Just like a fiction, a life fiction.
Yeah, this is romance. So, yeah. Next book I read was a book that Elizabeth said she was going to read when she was like, oh, this is my author for Black Romance Book Festival. And I'm going to read a book called Not That Girl by Nia Forrester, where everyone thinks she's shy. But then my roommate is gone for the weekend. And will I get to know her boyfriend? And she does. You little adulterer. I ate that book up. That gave me the messiness I needed.
She called me.
I called you multiple times. I was like, Les, it's only 13 pages in. It starts with the mess. I ate this book up. But I'm not a big cheater trope type of girl. I think this was done well. I'm never saying cheating is okay. Disclaimer, just in case anyone missed it. But I think this particular story was done well.
It didn't make you cringe like other ones.
Yes, because they both battled with it. And why didn't they just break up? There's a reason. I don't want to give too much away. I really want you to read it. It's 4.5 hours. I listened to it. It was an audiobook. I gave it 4 stars. It was actually really good. I put it on my list of books that I actually want to purchase and own. I really enjoyed it. Yeah. I really enjoyed it.
Okay.
My next book is my book spotlight, so I won't say that. And then my final book is May December by Nia Forrester. Because I read that book, I was like, well, let me see what else you got, girl. So I read May December. That one was okay. I gave it 3.5 stars. It follows this woman that is like a anthropologist. So she goes around the country telling Black stories, educational type stuff. So she goes to this town in Texas where she meets the December family. And she's trying to figure out how they came up with that name because no one can ever find it. But there are a lot of Decembers that live there. They own a bunch of land. Like, how did that come to pass? And she meets a guy there who is a December, J December. And they form a romance. And I like their romance because she let it build. They had conversations. You can see why they liked one another. It wasn't just purely, ooh, she fine, let me get with her, And for her to do that in 170 pages, I still say she did it well. I just didn't care for the ending. I feel like the ending was kind of rushed, which is why it went down to 3.5 stars.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, those are my books. I know that was a lot. Elizabeth, go ahead.
Okay. We have Room 27. Did I talk about this last month? I know I started it in September. Anyways,
I don't think so.
Okay, so Room 27 follows a young man that I rated this one 3 stars. He It's a high school book. He has an injury. He's like the star player, has an
Mm-hmm.
injury, has to do therapy. He had the hot girlfriend, all of that. So, because of the injury, he cannot play the final season, which is a big season for him. He has to do therapy at this hospital. Well, while he's at this hospital, he stumbles across a room with a young girl in it that goes to his school. He doesn't know the girl, but he looks at the pictures and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And she had a traumatic accident where she fell off a cliff, and now she's in a coma. So he finds comfort in this room because he goes in there and he talks to her. She does have a grumpy sister that he meets. He meets
Mm-hmm.
her mom, and eventually they become a little bit of a unit. And
Oh,
the
okay.
book just follows what he's going through in his personal life with the injury, with the girlfriend who, like they do in most movies and books,
Mm-hmm. They want to
starts
be
to fade
popular, so they
off.
don't
Yeah,
necessarily
yeah.
like you. Yeah.
There is a little bit of a twist because the girl comes out of a coma and
She heard
then
everything.
she heard some of it, but it's more like it added like what really happened to her type of twist.
Okay.
Yeah. So it was cute. I would recommend it if you're looking for a short.
Yeah.
There was nothing spectacular for me,
Mm-hmm.
but it was enjoyable. So I gave that one 3 stars. Um, then I have Saying Goodbye. Okay, and that other book was by Ariana Godoy. Godoy,
Okay.
I think I'm saying Godoy. Um, the next book is Saying Goodbye by Isabella Victoriano. And
Excuse me.
I rated this one 3.5. This was on Audible
Excuse
Plus,
me.
both of those. You okay? Do you want me to go get you a glass of water, some tea con miel?
Um, yo
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
bebo
Uh-huh.
agua.
Que bueno, que bueno. Just so y'all know, Colette's been studying Spanish on Duolingo. She's actually doing really, really well, guys. I'm
I
super
speak it
proud.
haltingly, and it's so funny because like they also give you things to read, and so you have to translate that, and they give you like dialogue, like somebody's doing something between the two people, and then they'll ask you what are they saying, what's happening, so to make sure you understand. And I was like,
Love that.
but that's more easier for me. I can read it and understand it better than speaking. Speaking, I'm like, hold on, I know I got to conjugate something somewhere.
You're doing really good, though. You're doing really good.
Okay, please continue.
Okay, so Saying Goodbye, both of these, the other one that I just read, Room 27, and this one are both on Audible Plus. I rated it 3.5 stars.
Mm-hmm.
This follows these two friends who are just friends, but he has feelings for her. So he comes out and they try to have a relationship because she's not one that wants labels or any of that.
Mm-hmm.
They end up getting married and they hit a rough patch, and she ends up moving to California for her career, and he's in New York. And when they finally decide to get the divorce because he didn't want to give it to her, if I remember correctly.
Okay, Kevin, but continue.
Yeah. And so he goes out to California to sign the papers, and they rekindle, they go to therapy. And do they get back together? Do they not? You really don't know until the very end. 3.5 Audible Plus,
Okay.
and it was 2 hours long. So
Yeah, short.
not a bad, yeah, not a bad. So then my next book was another let me speak right. Another Audible Plus book. This one is called Son of a Beach. It's a little novella, and it's by Mia Sosa. So
Didn't you read another book by her?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Those two, this one and the other one, were my puzzle books.
Okay.
So For people who their first language is Spanish, beach means bitch.
Does it?
Not means, it doesn't mean, but when they say bitch, it sounds like beach.
Oh,
And I say this because my mother. I remember one time it was me and my cousins, and we were going to the beach with my mom and my aunt. And she pulled over and asked this guy, it was a new beach. And she was like, "Do you know where the bitch rump is? The bitch rump?" The guy was like, and just pointed one way. So, son of a beach. It was cute. It was okay. Nothing
yeah.
crazy. I really don't remember much of it. So I'll read you the synopsis.
Okay.
Which there isn't one
Okay.
in Storygraph. So, two people, a beach, son of a beach. I'm sorry, guys. Anyways, on to the next one that I actually do know about. Taurus Season by Bryn Weaver. I've actually been waiting for this for a few months. 4 stars.
I saw
4
that
stars. Yeah.
in
It
Storygraph.
was down at a 3, but then the end,
Aw.
brought it up to a 4.
So not like the Ruinous trilogy.
No, that's why I was telling you. I don't know if maybe I enjoyed those books so much because the narrators had Irish accents
I see.
and it added to the flair of the book. I did like the story of the books as well. This one just took a little bit longer I was like, okay, do I like it? Do I not like it at the beginning? But then it picked up for me mid book. It was good. There's a lot of people who rant and rave about it. This is set in Cape Carnage, and it follows the main character. Don't remember her name. Hold on. Harper. But is that really her name?
Elizabeth.
So she's living in Cape Carnage. She's running from something. She's hiding out there. But she has, she's the groundskeeper from the most affluent, no, he's like the town guy. Like he's been there forever. Like everybody knows him. They don't mess with him. Now this town is a little different. Cape Carnage. There was a serial killer back in the day, Le Plume. That did stuff there. So it has like a story, and that's why people come here. And it's during the book, it is tourist season, so there's a lot of tourists there, which makes the book possible for this one character, Nolan Rhodes, to come in. And he's actually looking for Harper because he was in a car accident with his brother, and his brother died, and Harper was the one driving the car.
And she ran off.
And she left. Now, disclaimer, she's not really the Harper, but another disclaimer, she was there at the accident and she did see him and she did leave him for dead. But she was not the one that caused the accident. I'm just saying, it doesn't ruin anything.
A lot going on in there.
Yeah, it doesn't ruin anything, but Nolan Rhodes also has his things as well.
Yeah.
And then there's this podcaster who normally I love podcasters because we are, but I don't like him. Okay. I don't. And then there's also developers trying to come in and, do what they do. So I gave it 4 stars. I enjoyed it. And then my next book is my author spotlight. So I'm not going over that one yet. So Collette, drum roll. What is your author spotlight?
My author spotlight, or book spotlight, sorry.
Yeah, book spotlight. Sorry.
My book spotlight is 1984 by George Orwell. Now, I will say, this book was only 3.5 hours long. I gave it 5 stars. It is on Audible Plus. Narrated by Andrew Garfield. Fantastic. Also, I really thought this guy was American. I was unaware that he was British.
I didn't know he was British either.
I didn't know that.
Learn something new every day.
So, I just want to let you know before I go into this story. So this was a dramatization of the book. The original book, if you listen to the audio, is like 12 hours. So a lot of people said that this particular book that was done was significantly different, but they still kept a lot of the core elements. I enjoyed it, but I still want to go read the book because I'm like, well, what'd you take out to make it so short, you know? From 12 hours to 3.5 hours, that's a lot of stuff you would have taken out of the book. So this follows a guy.
God, we're on a roll today.
Winston. Aha! This follows Winston. Winston has a lot of thoughts. And in this world in 1984, you're not allowed to think. So they actually have something called a thought police. And if they feel like you have thoughts or not doing as the government says, and you don't cheer them on and you don't support what they're doing, you're a bad person. They may kill you. They may brainwash you. Depends on the severity of your crime. So he is walking past the store one day. He sees a book. The bookseller, the shopkeeper sells him the book, and he's writing down his thoughts in the book because he's like, I need people to know this is not the way to go. They're even rewriting the dictionary and taking out words because they call it new speech. They only want you to have certain words. So there was like, there's no reason for you to say bad. Everything is good. Like, yo, this book messed my mind up. I have to find it. I have to find this one quote that I wrote in there. So they have this thing that they say, and it says, war is peace, freedom is slavery, ignorance is strength.
I need you to send me that.
And then they tell you there is no love except the love of Big Brother. Big Brother is the government.
Mm-hmm.
Everything is watching you.
Okay, when was this written?
1949.
So
exactly.
Okay. Go ahead.
And so God, I don't want to spoil it, but this is a fantastic story. I really think anyone and everyone should read this. I told my husband, I was like, I need this book. I need to own it. They have gotten rid of books. That was the whole reason why the story started. They don't have books. And the fact that that guy was selling a notebook for you to write in the store, he was losing his shit because he was like, they don't have that. That's contraband. So he was writing down his thoughts in that book. And then he falls in love. You're not allowed to fall in love. They tell you who to be with. They don't even want you to have sex. They want you to procreate only when it serves a purpose of creating a new generation. Like, he was interacting with one of his neighbors that lives on he lives in an apartment, and the neighbor came and knocked on the door and was like, hey, my dishwasher went out. My husband isn't here. Can you help me? And then her daughter was like, he's a thought prisoner or something like that. I can't remember the phrase that is called, but basically someone who thinks for themselves. So they're already brainwashing the kids to look out for anyone they suspect might be. And then these adults, because he's like 40 in the book, he's like 39, 40. They remember a time before, but what they're doing is they're taking away everything. So he remembers having a book that he could read. That book is no longer there, and they'll tell you that never existed. Kind of like the cornucopia in the Fruit of the Loom. That Fruit of the Loom said they never had.
That cornucopia was there. I remember it vividly, but go ahead.
So they'll tell you, no, it doesn't happen. So while he's fixing the dishwasher, let me just give an example. While he's fixing a dishwasher, on the news it says we're not diminishing. We are dropping the chocolate rations. Chocolate is just one of the desserts that you can get. You get it one time a week. They said, we're going to drop your rations from 30 grams to 20 grams. That's today. Tomorrow at work, Big Brother comes on the news and says, hey, we're increasing your chocolate rations to 20 grams. And everybody's like, oh my God, he's increasing our rations. And the guy is like, No,
Idiots.
they just dropped it yesterday. You don't remember that? But
Mhm.
they're so caught up and fed on all of the foolishness that the people are telling them they can't think for themselves and be like, oh, no, they literally just dropped it yesterday for you to then tell me you're increasing it. Oh my God, he's so good to me. I love him. He should be in power forever. Who that sound like? I read this book. I'm telling you, this book messed me up. And that's the only reason it took the spotlight over Blood Over Brighthaven, because that was going to be my spotlight. But this book, I was like, so you wrote a book about today in
You actually,
1949.
well,
How?
if
Mhm.
we really think about it, history repeats itself.
It does.
And though there's things that are a little bit different now, there's still problems that were happening back then happening now. But
Mhm.
you have to think about, let's put ourselves back during the age where he wrote the book. They
Yes.
were going through what he
World
was
War
writing
II.
through, but it was just different
Yep. Yep.
scenarios, however you want to say it. So how many more books like
Yeah.
this until we open our eyes and wake up?
Yeah.
Anyways, continue.
But yeah, he was basically telling you, he was like, yeah, as we already know, the victors write the history. He was like,
Mhm.
they're literally erasing history. And he was like, by the time the kids are grown up, they would have never learned the history that we known. He was like, after 2, 3 generations, they don't know it. So you think this is
Pause.
the way it always was.
Now let's think about this. Now, how do you, like what do you think they're doing when they tear down statues? Like, yeah, people might look at that and remember a bad part of
Hmm.
that happened in our history, but it's a reminder of what happened so we don't let that happen again.
Right. Right.
So, oh my God. This book, she called me and she was like, this is the next book I need you to read.
Yes.
So once I finish the current Audible I'm on, this is the next book that I'm reading,
Yeah.
that I'm listening to. It is on
And then the
Audible Plus,
ending of
though.
it, I don't want to spoil it because I don't want you to read it.
You're
It's just,
emotional right now.
yeah. Yeah. That's my book. What's your book, Liz?
Okay, let's take a little shift to Rooney. Okay, that was my Nina Poole. I don't know if you guys know who she is, but that was my Nina Poole. Anyway, my next book is How to Sell a Haunted House.
Grady Hendrix.
I bought this book, I don't know how long ago. I started it and got like a chapter in, and I was like, I don't know. Like, because there was just like a filler paragraph. And what I mean by that is the character landed in Charleston, and then I apparently needed to know that she got a certain type of rental car from a certain type of company. And that was just the paragraph, just talking
Yeah.
about it. So it kind of like turned me off then. And then I went back to it because it's October. So I need at least one spooky read this
Yeah.
season. And this was it. And I'm so glad I went back. I rated this 4.7 stars. I absolutely love it. So I am going to be reading more of his books. This follows Louise Joyner.
Mm.
She gets a call from her wonderful brother,
Mhm.
Mark. Okay. For me, Mark did not start off so wonderful. Okay.
Mhm.
Louise is the sister that has her shit together. She left her childhood home as soon as she could and went out to California. She I believe is like a digital artist.
Mhm.
And so Mark calls her and he's like, "Hey, mom and dad had an accident. They're dead. I'm going to sell the house." Da, da, da. She's like, "Wait a minute. I'm going down there, whatever." He's like, "You don't need to, blah, blah, blah."
Yeah.
Now, little backstory on Mark. Mark is the baby brother. The baby
Mhm.
brother.
Mhm.
At the beginning of the book, it kind of reminded me of the brother in S.A. Cosby's book. I don't remember his name. He got me so mad. But he's just
Dorian,
like huh?
Dorian, David, David,
Whatever. No.
whatever.
Yeah. So she has her shit together, and he's the brother that went to
Oh, the book's behind you. Continue.
is it?
Yeah, King of Ashes.
Oh yeah. Um he's always the parents have always been pretty lax with him. He talked them into paying for him to go to a super expensive college only to drop out and all of this stuff. So she doesn't really like her brother. Now they have to sell this house
Mhm.
that they grew up in. It's been in their family for generations. And the house is creepy because the mom was a puppeteer. She had
Jesus.
puppets, she had dolls. It's just this book was very, it gave me the 80s kind of horror vibe.
Ooh.
Yes. And not horror like I couldn't sleep, like I had to have lights
Yeah.
on to sleep. Again, 80s horror. If you go back and look at some, me and JR were talking about this last night because he was like, oh yeah, Poltergeist. Because again, I am the dark one in this household. So I was showing JR a movie I wanted to watch, Weapons. And he said, absolutely the F not. And we started talking about Poltergeist. And he's like, yeah, that's like some Poltergeist shit. And I was like, well, if you were to watch Poltergeist now, you'd be like, what the hell? Like,
You know, that's how I feel about this one movie that I watched when I was a child that I shouldn't have watched at the movie theaters with my auntie. You know, everybody is not good aunts. Don't bring your kids around everybody.
I don't care what you say. I'm a great Titi.
You're a great Titi. But I also know that you wouldn't take my child to go watch a horror film at 7.
Not without your permission. But I
I
did watch
saw,
horror
what's the
movies with.
thing with the pinhead and it had the nails out of his head?
Oh my
And
God. Not Candyman. That's not Candyman. That's
I
I
watched that
know.
movie. F me up.
God, that was a serious one for her to take.
Yo, F me up.
That's even till this day, that movie, it would, for me to sit and watch it, I would still get like,
Let me tell you how I was in my sister's bed up under her armpit. Yeah.
anyways. So yes, this book. So they have to sell the house. Mark hires these movers,
Mhm.
these guys to come in and clear everything out. She's like, absolutely not. She wishes she did that. She really wishes because there is one puppet
Mhm.
named Pupkins.
Mm-mm.
Mm-hmm. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. And he is the leader of it all. So you want a horror read, a scary little read that's not too scary,
So
80s
Chucky.
vibe, but like will hook you.
So Chucky.
Chucky fucked me up as a kid. My cousins my cousins used to torture me with a My Buddy doll. So
My buddy, my buddy.
my buddy, what was kid, sister, kid, sister? Anyway, so yeah. And it's funny because their cousin, they're like, oh, we could get our cousin Mercy to help us sell the house. And
Mhm.
she goes into the house to do the walkthrough. And she's like, oh, yeah, we could bring light in. And there's weird shit happening while she's there. Like in the attic, she hears somebody like running up and down the attic. And the
You know what I'm talking
cousin is like, when they open the bathroom doors, there's these two dolls the mom had named Mark and Luis who are supposed to resemble the kids. They're just standing there in the bathroom. And the cousin's like, oh,
Standing?
yeah. Uh-huh.
Standing?
Yeah, standing. Now, mind you, when she first went into the house, when she got into Charleston, she walked through the house, the TV was on, there was a hammer by the TV, and then the two dolls, Mark and Luis, were sitting on the couch, on the recliner. She turned the TV off, moved the hammer and everything. When she came back in with her brother, the TV was back on, and she had moved the dolls into the garage. Pupkins was sitting on the recliner. So,
You can
anyways,
have a house.
back when the cousin's doing the walkthrough, the cousin's like nothing. When they get outside, the cousin's like, yeah, well, everything looks good. You're just gonna have to get the house. It's haunted. You got to get that fixed. And she's like, wait, what? You heard all that? She's like, yeah, you got to get that fixed before I put it on the market. So they have to figure all that out. And I'm not going to tell any more because it would ruin it. And I really hope you read it because I really, 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 really,
I'm not
really
reading that
liked
shit.
it.
Hell no. My heart beating right now. Hell no.
Collette,
Anxiety
you
on
have to
a
read
1,000.
one of my scary books one day.
Girl, I got incidents around the house, and I'm like, why would I even play myself with getting that book? I'm not going to read that.
Do you want me to read it with you so you can have a buddy so you're not so scared?
No.
Okay, I tried. But anyways, that was my book of the month.
Mm-hmm.
And I hope I didn't butcher that too much. But that was it. And I absolutely, yeah, I'm excited. I was upset that at Target, the only Grady Hendrix book they have right now is that one. So
You got so many.
yeah. And they're getting TV series and movie adaptations
Ooh.
from what I've seen. Yeah. So that is our October wrap up, guys. We hope that you added some books to your TBR. I know I did, thanks to Collette. I added 3. So let us know. Did you like any of the books that we talked about? Have you read any of them? What are your thoughts? Do you have any recommendations for us? Let us know below. Please like, share, and subscribe. Follow us on all socials, Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram. And we will see you guys next week. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.